What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Lean and Mean Academy, where we talk about one truck, big profits, baby. All right, so today I got my good friend Mike Vadan on the line. What's up, Mike?
What is going on? Thank you for having me on.
Absolutely, man. And hey, so we were kind of bantering back and forth a little bit, talking about the age-old conundrum that guys in our world look. Hey, as a lean and mean guy, this is something that you're gonna run into whenever you're, year two, lean and mean. You're going to notice that you're still on the truck, you're still doing the work, which for some people, whatever. But for some people who want to scale and actually build a business and have trucks out there and employees, they kind of start bumping up against a wall. And you have a name for that. What do you like to call the name where a guy can't really figure out how to get off the truck? You know what I mean?
Well, and it's, you'd mentioned that lean and mean but it's something that everybody, regardless of the size of your business, deals with. And I call it the Tech Vortex.
I love that. Tech Vortex. All right.
And man, that title alone just sums up everything that we deal with as business owners who are trying to scale, who are trying to, hire guys and get off the truck. Because, like you said, not everybody wants to do that. Some people want to do this forever, and that's absolutely perfect, right? You can make a tremendous amount of money doing it that way. But by scaling, you're obviously increasing your ability to earn more. And one of the biggest obstacles is finding the right people, hiring the right people, training the right people, and then getting those people to stay. And that's that vortex that I'm talking about. It's like once you get somebody and you're feeling good, right? You're sitting back, you're able to dive a lot deeper into your business, really focusing on all the things that you couldn't before because you've been so busy out, washing and doing all of the things that need to be done in order to run a successful business and keep on top of things. But we're limited by the amount of time we have. So then you get to that level and you hire somebody and you get them. And then, after you invest all this time, all this energy and money training them and getting them up to speed on how you want things done, kind of indoctrinating them into your culture, then they leave, they quit, they disappear, they don't show up, they decide they don't want to be, on time. And where does that leave you? You get drugged right back onto the truck. And then you have to start all over. And that's why I call it the Tech Vortex, because it's just this swirling, sucking you back to the truck. And you spent so much time and so much energy getting away from it. But what are you going to do? There's nothing you can do. You have to make money. You have to have this business running and functional. So you get back in the truck and you go out there and start washing. And then, you try to find that right person again.
Absolutely, man. We have that in the comments section all the time. It's like, how do I get the right people? How do I hire it? And before I forget, I know that you've got a webinar coming up. I'll put the link, you send me the link. I'll put the link for the guys because you're going to be talking about a bunch of things involving scaling their business and getting off the truck and, kind of crushing what you're calling the tech vortex forever, to where they can hire those right people and they can scale that business. Because for me, I know as a lean and mean guy, there is a cap on, and you're going to hit it. And it's probably, if you're doing one truck, if you're working your ass off with one truck with not doing big commercial stuff, right? You probably right around 250,
right?
Probably with one truck. If you're killing yourself with one truck and a helper, maybe 300, 650, something like maybe.
Right.
It's going to be really pushing it, and you'll probably hate your life if you're going to be, because you're just.
And really, how long is that sustainable, right? I'm not a young man anymore. Like I couldn't do that, but these younger guys could. But for how long, right? At some point, you just, you're going to just get burned out, and that's like you were talking about in the comments, man. I hear that all the time. Like I'm just burned out, absolutely burned out, whether it's burned out washing, whether it's burned out dealing with, trying to hire, trying to, get the right people in place. But man, and it really can. I mean, I've talked to some guys where they're at the point where they're just ready to throw in the towel and go work for somebody again. Mm-hmm. And that defeats the entire purpose of why we do this, because we don't want to work for somebody else. Right? We want to work for ourselves. We got into this to make money, to get back that time, to get back that freedom. You know, your son, you want to spend time with him. I've got 4 kids. I want to spend time with them. I want to hang out with my wife and do fun things, go on vacations. But if you're on that truck, you're not going to be able to enjoy those things as much because, you know, you've got so much responsibility and you've got so much time that you have to invest in order for that thing to go. I was talking to a guy the other day, and he said that if he goes on vacation, he's not making any money, right? He can't take a day off because he won't make money. That's not where, you know, you want to be. I'm sure you didn't start this business for that. You started this business so you could make money, so you could take some time off, so you could, you know, and it's one of those things. If you do the right things and you structure your business in a way that allows you to not be tethered to the truck, not have to be there every single day, but still being able to earn income every single day, regardless of where you are, I think that's where everybody ultimately wants to be.
Absolutely. I agree, man. And it's something that, you know, I've learned over years of investing in myself. It took me a while to learn how to invest in myself. If that sounds weird. Growing up in Southern Alabama, you know, I spend more in a year investing in myself as far as courses and masterminds and getting with people who do better than me and financially or whatever. It took me a while to come off of that. So one thing I translate that to when I'm looking into pressure washing and guys who are wanting to scale, what do you think is the biggest fear or the biggest, it's probably fear, but what is the holdback for guys trying to figure out uh, how to scale their business? What is it? Is it a skill? Is it a talent? Is it courage? What's the thing?
Well, you know, it's funny, and I don't think courage is one of those things. I don't think it's talent. I don't think it's skill. There's nothing special about me, right? Right? Like I was a C student at best in high school. I did a little bit better in college, but I was not a you know, I'm not anybody's all-star, right? Like I work hard and I push myself and I do everything that I can possibly do. But I think one of the biggest obstacles, and you know, I've got this next level course. I'm not going to try to sell it today to you, you know, your guys that are watching, but you should buy it. But the whole premise of that course is to kind of to eliminate the learning curve, right? I've been doing this for 20 years. And I've made every stupid mistake. I've bought every stupid contraption. I've, you know, invested in the wrong things, the wrong chemicals, the wrong education, the wrong knowledge. I've hooked my horse, you know, to the wrong cart before. And, you know, basically the bottom line is, I think that people, they can figure all this out on their own, right? Like we're all smart guys. We're running businesses. This, you know, we're not dummies. But it takes time to figure those things out. So I think the biggest obstacle is time. How much time do you want to spend spinning your wheels, right? And I talk about confusing motion with progress. And I think that kind of sums up what your question is. You're busy every single day, right? You're out there hustling. You're doing your marketing. You're doing the washing. You're doing your customer follow-ups. You're doing your estimates. You're doing all this, right? You're super busy and you're going and you're going and you're going. But how much progress are you actually going to make? Have you hit that wall that you were talking about, that economic wall, that financial ceiling where that's as much as you're ever going to make until you make changes? And the changes can be adding a new employee. The changes can be changing the way you operate, the systems that you have in place, the way you go about just your daily tasks, right? Your the way you estimate, the way you quote, the way you deliver those quotes to customers, how you interact. And these are all things that, you know, I have done in my business to really change our trajectory from just being, you know, when we first started, it was 2 trucks and, you know, it was a grind. It was a daily, and it was a evolution of processes, of systems, of the way that we operated that have made things just so much smoother. It has allowed me to really kind of step back and focus on whether it's this business. I mean, I love the marketing. I love the sales. I love that aspect of it. And so finding new little things that are creative to generate lead flow. Those are the things that I really enjoy. Like I've got my systems in place. I've got everything else in place. So now I'm able to focus on some other things. And that's really been just, a direct result of scaling and getting away from the daily operations.
So correct me if I'm wrong. I know we follow each other because of and are friends because of pressure washing.
Right.
But you've been able to kind of like take this little plug out and put it into landscaping as well. Like you've taken that scaling model and just applied it into a landscape company that you have.
Yeah. And so, I had the pressure washing business way longer than I've had the landscape maintenance business. I think the landscape maintenance business is coming up on 10 years. And if anybody wants to buy a landscape business in Savannah, Georgia, give me a call because it's set up well, but it's just not what I want to be doing. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, so the way that I've implemented these systems into the pressure cleaning business, they're easily transferable to any service industry, whether it's landscaping, whether you're an AC guy or you're a pest control company, right? It's all about how you interact, I think, for the most part, with your customers.
Very cool.
And yeah.
So you've streamlined these processes. You've kind of had the pitfalls and figured it out. Like I don't know. I went to college for a little bit. All right. So I didn't really pay attention and I'm pretty ornery. And everybody my channel, they're very aware. I'd be like the teacher's worst nightmare.
Right.
Smart Alec, always got a smirk on his face. Probably gonna get away with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the investment in some of that kind of stuff is, I don't know how much it costs to go to Vanderbilt, but I know it's a lot. I know some private, just high schools in my area are $30,000 a year.
That's crazy
per kid.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's like, obviously the investment in some of this can produce, millions of dollars down the line for a guy, and they can bump their revenue way up in that first year of just implementing some of these systems.
Right.
So that's how, when I'm looking at stuff to invest in, I'm always looking at, well, how much is it going to turn me in profit and revenue and up my level of skill? What's it going to be able to kind of help me jump over these hurdles? And truly, it's like you're cracking a little mental code. That's what I've found over the years when learning how to market and learning how.
Oh, without a doubt.
Like there is a streamlined way to do it. You just don't know how.
Okay.
Yeah. and there's a way for that,
Right. And the beauty is you can learn that. You don't have to figure it out on your own. There is someone out there like you. I mean, I've learned a ton from you, and it's been so beneficial, right? Because we've got our mindset, right? Like we've got our certain way of doing things. And I know a lot of times, like on my channel, when I talk about that, I don't like to talk to customers, right?
Right.
People's minds explode, right? They're like, what do you mean you don't like to talk to customers? They're the reason that you're in business. They are the reason that I'm in business. And I talk to customers for, a decade. And then I figured out that customers don't necessarily want to talk to me, right? It's not that I'm not a charming person, right? Right. But they're busy. They've got busy lives. They've got jobs. They've got kids. They've got things they want to do. And the last thing they want to do is spend a lot of time dealing with something as mundane to them as getting their house washed or their driveway washed. So what I've done is I kind of looked at how things have transformed, evolved over, the last, when you've got a question, what do? You Google it, right? If you want something and you don't feel like going to the store, you get on Amazon and you order it and it's there the next day, right? It's that instant gratification. And because of that, when I say I don't like to talk to customers, it's not that I don't like to talk to customers. I love my customers, right? And, I've developed relationships with customers that, they're friends now. But if you understand the way that the customer is accustomed to doing business now, you have to change your business to do that. They don't want to shake your hand and look you in the eye so you can point out all the different things that are wrong with their house. They don't have the time. They want a quick, super fast, accurate quote so they can get on with their day. And as long as you can do that and provide that in a quick manner, then, there doesn't need to be a whole lot of talking. But it goes back to that whole, you have to educate yourself, and you can educate yourself by, buying courses, by taking classes, by going to in-person training. All of these things are unbelievable. Um, but you can also just kind of open your eyes and look around at how other businesses are operating, how they function, and copy that, right? Imitation is the purest form of flattery. And like I've copied kind of the way Google operates, how Amazon operates, and it's served my business well. And it makes, I mean, if you go over to my Google reviews, you can, not every single one, but it's like, it was so easy and so fast to get a quote, and then the work was done. Like that's what people. I get more comments on the speed at which we communicate more so than how beautiful their freshly cleaned home looks.
And so here's the thing though, you were saying that like these customers, they definitely want it done. They want it done quick. I've noticed that my customers that have the most money, they're rarely there. Usually it's like a house caretaker.
Right.
All right. If I went to quote it, right, where you're showing a way to streamline this process. They're not even there. They're already going to get it done.
Yeah.
So it's not a debate with the best customers as to whether this job is happening. It's going to happen. Like a low intent buyer who is calling to price shop, that's up in the air. These customers who you get a lot of because you figured out a way to market and effectively long term, they're going to buy.
Right.
And basically, it's just like a low hanging fruit. It's like, who can get there first?
And that's the key. Who can get there first, and how do they find you? And that goes back to the marketing piece, right? Like, well, I got to show them the features and the benefits of my service. Well, yes, you do, but it doesn't have to be in person, right?
Right.
If you talk a lot about GMB, and I'm a huge proponent of GMB. I'm a huge proponent of a lot of other marketing methods. I think it's a multi-pronged approach to marketing. And if you're doing your marketing right and you're focusing and you've kind of honed in on who your target is, your marketing is going to show them the benefits and the features and all of those things, right? You don't have to tell them. That's why they're calling you.
So you're curbing that on the front end with the messaging and culling the herd.
Yeah.
From the customers that, are price shoppers. People are going to waste your time. Everybody's aware of that. People, some people just going to waste your time, but you're getting most of them out.
Yeah.
And they never even reach you to get a quote.
Right. Well, now, yes, to some degree it does weed them out, but this is the whole reason that I switched over to complete automation of my quoting is because of those people, the low intent buyers or the tire kickers, right? That's an old school term, but tire kickers are the reason why I completely stopped doing in-person quotes, because you've got these low-hanging fruit ones that they're going to get it done regardless. And really, on a lot of these folks, price isn't an issue because they've got the money, they want it done right. And sometimes you and I have talked, like you give them a price and you think it's going to be too much, and they're like, yeah, okay, and they're really thinking like, wow, it's worth way more than that. But so you've got low intent buyers, right? And they used to drive me crazy, and they're the reason why I focused on developing and kind of figuring out how to do it the way I do it. And they used to drive me crazy, but they don't anymore. I don't care, right? To me, there's no difference because I get a call. I can get an estimate in a matter of minutes to this customer from the time the phone rings to the time that I can, do my little research the way I do it, and then get them an estimate. And I'm upselling in all of this as well. But so I'm giving it a 3-minute investment of my time is worth the low intent buyer, because I can do 20, 30 quotes a day from right here, and they're accurate. They're good quotes, and I stand behind them. And so those low intent buyers, it really doesn't bother me because it only takes 3 minutes. And yeah, they're probably getting 10 other quotes and they're going to go with the cheapest guy, but that's okay. Maybe they're not, I don't know. And they've got my number now. I've got theirs. I can continue to market to them, things, so it's kind of a 6 of one, half dozen of the other, but
I love that. Well, Mike, thanks for coming on the channel and kind of highlighting Tech Vortex, man. I think this is something that is a major problem in the transition from lean and mean to the next level, right?
Right.
They guys bump into that, and they're trying to scale, they're trying to figure out what to do next. And that Tech Vortex just keep pulling them back into where they've got the wand in their hand,
Yeah.
the surface cleaner in their hand, and they can't figure out how to get out of it. And I know, because I've been in the next level course, I know that's a course that does, it blows my mind on how you've automated and how you've, shown how to hire and how to cull the herd on bad employees. And they never even get to the fifth step. They don't, they never even make it through the hoops. And so, and I will put, like I said, I'll put your webinar link that you have coming up in the description, on how to get scale and get off the truck. And, in the name of our good buddy Justin, let's have a word of the day. What is the word of the day that we're going to put down below?
All right. Well, so I can never come up. I can never come up with a word of the day. I always have to do a phrase of the day, and I think it should be avoid the vortex.
Avoid the vortex. So, guys, if you want me to hashtag you a lean and mean in the comments section, put avoid the vortex in the comments below. And again, I will hashtag you a lean and mean. This has been Lean and Mean Academy. We are signing off right now. You guys have a great day.